In this video, I just want to talk about judgers and perceivers a little bit because it's so funny to me. My wife is a judger, I'm a perceiver, and we don't always meet eye to eye on things. And that's fine. Like I'm not here trying to say that either one is right or wrong, although perceivers might feel that judges are wrong and judges might feel that perceivers are wrong. But that's whatever that is. So I just wanted to talk about like how important it is for each of us to live in the way that's going to give us the best ability to use our cognitive functions, our strengths of our hero and our mentor, the dominant and the auxiliary function. And so like if you're thinking about a judger, they want organization in some way in the outer world. It could be organizing things. It could be, putting the scissors where the scissors go and the mayonnaise goes in this part of the fridge and your shoes are aligned like this or whatever it is. It could be more towards organizing people and social structures and embracing the culture of the room and whatnot. But they do that so that they can have that internal freedom for their perceiving functions to go where they need to go. Like if you're a judger, you have extroverted judging. So that means you use the commander or the envoy. Use extroverted thinking or extroverted feeling, right? But that means you also use, as a counter preference, use introverted perceiving. And you need to have the time to do both of those. So if you have everything organized outside yourself, that lets you go into your past as the guardian, lets you recall these lesson plans and strategies and bits of information and memories that you can bring in and implement them and get things working more smoothly, right? So you're not going to run into any unexpected nonsense that you don't need to, right? Because if you just had the forethought, you would have been fine. So that it gives them the time to do that. And for NJs, having that structure outside of themselves allows them to let their mind go where it needs to go to get those insights, to get the answers to questions that maybe they didn't even necessarily know that they were going for right then, or to shift their focus and perspective and see things in different ways. That's going to show them where things are going, how things are going to transform and morph into the future. And if you cloud that with too much spontaneousness outside, too much disorganization outside, then they don't get the ability to do that, right? You're cutting them off. You're letting the zombies come in because the wall is not fortified, right? How can you have peace inside if there are zombies outside and there's this gaping hole where zombies are running in, right? So that drives them crazy. And for perceivers, us not acknowledging that, us not respecting that, is going to cause a lot of friction back and forth. And even if we do know about it, like I know how it works. I'm not a judger, but I think I know how it works fine. Not creating a structure for them, not helping them with that, and be like, okay, I'm going to do it my way, but I'll patch the wall up here. Might not be perfect, but I'm going to do what I can do to help out, right? And they'll probably go in and fix it up afterwards, but so it's important to support that other side. And before you kind of fight against that, if you're a perceiver, let's go into the perceiver side of things and try to get some judgers on our side. For perceivers, I spend so much time as an INFP, I spend so much time trying to evaluate and weigh my decisions and my thoughts and see which is the best one, which is the more authentic one, which is the one that is serving the identity that I'm trying to bring out in whatever thing I'm doing. Like if I'm going to create a game or a project or whatever it is, a lesson plan, I spend a lot of time generating ideas with extroverted intuition, with that explorer who's about innovating and creating things, and then going into the empath, reflecting over it, trying to evaluate it and judge it to see if it's good or bad. So much time. The organization is going on inside myself. And in order for me to do that, I need to keep the outer world doing what it does. I need to give it a little bit more freedom to bounce around and be spontaneous and not necessarily follow a schedule, a plan as much. Because that's how the ideas come up. That's how the experiences come up that I can judge them on. Does that make sense? Let me see if I can think of another one. So I spend a lot of time weighing whether I want one thing or another thing. Even if it's just two things, it's difficult. When it gets to be like 4, 5, 6, my mind explodes. I go into another dimension. But like my wife asked me yesterday, she had a beer and she had a highball, which is like a whiskey and tonic water, right? And she said, which one? 5, 4, 3. And the countdown was so much pressure. Like I was like, I don't know, highball. And I took it. And then I was like, is this really what I wanted? Did I want a beer? I don't know. I just made a choice. How does that choice reflect who I am? Like, am I someone that always wants highball over beer? Or was it just now? That's what goes on. That's what's happening, okay? And it's crazy. It's messed up. But it is what's happening. It looks probably that I'm just like cut off. Like I got a brain slug on my head. I'm just like, but I'm not. I'm really always thinking about something. I'm always evaluating something or trying to think, how am I going to make this project more impactful on the world, on the community, on my family, whatever it is. But it doesn't look like that because I'm not doing things in the outer world. I'm not creating the stuff. I'm not producing, right? I'm just going in. I say just. I'm going in and letting things be organized internally so that when everything lines up, I have that energy, that fuel to go do something, right? So I can see how that's like, doesn't look like I'm doing anything, right? And so for another example for that, I don't even know where I should go with this, but like, if you think of like STPs, maybe ISTPs, ESTPs, it's a lot of organizing the information inside themselves so that they can interact with the physical experience outside themselves. So going in, analyzing like a scientist, engineer, a technician, a machinist, right? And then being able to embrace what is happening outside themselves with preciseness. Because things are organized inside. They have the anchor to keep them where they are, to understand how the system works at all times and deal with whatever comes at them. This is why, you see a lot of them in the Olympics and sports and things like that. A lot of you, if you are a lovely STP, like you want things to make more sense inside and then let things go where they're going to go outside. That's that perceiver style, right? You want things more organized outside in some way, schedule or time or people or things or rules or whatever it is, how you create a project, whatever it is, so that you have that freedom to read a book while the zombies are at bay. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about it because it was on my mind, and it's always a fun ride to be like, wow, that's something that you care about, huh? Because it doesn't matter to me, and I've lived with an ESTJ before too, and it was a lot of that stuff too. Like, really? Huh. Okay. And on the other side, they're thinking the same thing about what I'm doing. Like, geez, you are so messy. My ESTJ friend lived with myself, INFP, and an ENFP. And it had to be hell on him. It had to be so bad. Because despite, no matter how clean or organized I would think I am, like I always take out the trash on this day, I always wash my dishes, I probably didn't do it all the time. And having that bit of mess is distracting. It's something that's stopping him from getting into the other energy set, the introverted world, and letting his mind relax and do what it needs to do to recall those life experiences so that he can implement them into extroverted thinking and achieve what he wants to do. And he's done that now. Could be because he's not living with us anymore. That's it. Goodbye. Keep up the lifelong questing. Good luck, have fun. Peace.